Kanavesa, Badishani. Thank you. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I've been joined by our Socialist Party colleague, very well known, Mr. Kaunda, here. We are at Longacres Community Police Station, where Lumezi, Member of Parliament, who is also the Secretary of APNAC, the Anti-Corruption Body for Parliament, Africa Parliamentary Network Against Corruption, in Zambia, Mr. The MP for Lumezi, Honorable Munir Zulu, is a Secretary General. He held a press conference in his capacity where he alleged that 2 ministers are involved in corruption. He named the deal picked up from a private place without warning. The police had invited him for an interview, so he had informed the police that he will make himself available tomorrow because today he was in commission. So he's detained here. He has just been brought. We were quickly alerted that Honorable Munir Zulu is at Longacres Police Post, and we came to see him. There are some other MPs and our brother from Socialist Party that are here. He has asked me to speak to the issues that he's concerned about. First, he says the 2 ministers have stated that they will take the matter to court, a civil court, that they will sue him for defamation. So he's surprised that the police have come in and they've picked him up for what we suspect could be criminal defamation. So he has said, why are they taking 2 parallel cases where they've taken him to court there? They're saying they will sue him in the High Court, but again, they've brought him to the police. He says he spoke in his capacity as African Parliamentary Against Network. He's a Secretary General, and he is a whistleblower in this process. And he feels that as a whistleblower, the police, the SEC and others should take interest in the matter he raised. I asked him if he was, in his matter, he was just alarming the nation. He says he has documented evidence against the allegations he raised, and at an appropriate time, he will make them available. That is why you are here, and I'm glad that you've rushed, as a member of the political party, to quickly come and join us. I've seen some MPs are also here just to see if Honorable Munir Zulu is safe. He said he has been treated well, although he was picked without a call out, although he was expected to be at the police tomorrow. He says they somehow were trailing him and they picked him up, and they brought him here. And I think his lawyers have just also arrived, and they're expected to pursue the matters tomorrow, because they have not charged him. He has not been given any warning and caution. They've just brought him for detention overnight.
Well, as political players, this is very unfortunate. Number one, the arrest has come at a time when this country will be celebrating the so-called democracy. So we're wondering, what sort of democracy are we going to be celebrating when people have no freedom to express themselves, when people cannot be given an appropriate platform, to speak their mind? We were happy to hear that our able leaders we are going to pursue this through the appropriate legal framework by suing him. And I think that would have given him an opportunity to lay his case. But to begin to detain whistleblowers, we are wondering whether or not our citizens will have the courage now to bring out the issues that they deem suspicious. And we hope that the police will do the needful by releasing him. If really the arrest is bordered on the issues that Honorable Munir Zulu raised during his press conference. So we can only wait and see. We are very anxious as political parties to see what charge will be leveled against him. I think moving forward, we just want to appeal to the leadership that I think this is not the way to deal with the fellow politicians. If people are raising issues bordering on corruption, I think they need the support and cooperation of all of us. Otherwise, if the whistleblowers are not protected, we tend to think that the fight against the corruption will be a wishful idea. Yeah.
In fact, you raised a fundamental issue that is very insensitive for the state to pick and arrest a member of parliament who's a senior member of APNAC and to detain him when you are holding the Summit for Democracy. We are expecting to host the Vice President of the United States. The current hotels are hosting parallel events to this Summit for Democracy. There is corruption. He says he has evidence. He says he has sufficient information to demonstrate that the two people he is alleging to be corrupt. That is his evidence. Our interest, all of us, will be to ensure that Munir Zulu submits that information to the SEC, to DEC, to the police, whoever is interested, so that we pursue this matter. He says he couldn't go to the SEC because he doesn't trust the SEC that they will deal with the information in a confidential manner. He fears that they will sweep this very serious matter under the carpet. So we have the Summit for Democracy, but we are abrogating the principles of the Summit for Democracy. Summit for Democracy is being held under 4 pillars. Number 1, protection of democracy and promotion of democracy. Are we protecting and promoting democracy? Another one is human rights. Calling someone without the due process of the law and locking them up, is that following due process of the law? The third one is corruption. We are fighting corruption. Munir Zulu has raised a very serious matter. The people that have been accused should not be protected by anyone, you know. So let's see how it goes. Please go and see Munir Zulu. I've just seen him. I sat with him. I was here when the police brought him.
Oh, I see.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Dear colleagues, we'll let you later, for family who are watching and everyone, for supporters of Mr. Munir Zulu, he says he's fine. He was treated well. He was picked up, although without a call. The call out, he was brought here. He hasn't been harassed, and you know, he has been now detained. He says he's well. His spirit is not broken, and he says he will soldier on. He says he has evidence against the claims that he raised. So we'll speak to you later. Thank you very much.
Amen. In Jesus' name.
How are you?
In Jesus' name.
So
In Jesus' name.